Hello and welcome. My name is Bonnie, and today I will be presenting our research on cortisol diurnal index trajectories from mid pregnancy to a year after birth. Stress in pregnancy is related to adverse maternal and fetal outcomes. However, very few studies have looked at the normative path of cortisol levels throughout pregnancy, and even fewer have included the postpartum period in their study. And this is significant because many studies are theoretically relying on stress in pregnancy and dysregulation in the HPA axis system as being responsible for adverse outcomes such as prematurity and developmental issues in offspring. And so the purpose of our study was to determine if there are any within person changes in the cortisol indices throughout the perinatal period. Our sample consisted of 149 women from the Healthy Babies Before Birth study. These women were recruited from the Denver Health and Hospital Authority and the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. These women collected their own saliva samples at home 4 times a day, once right when they woke up, 30 minutes after, midday, and in the evening. They did this for 2 consecutive days at 6 different time periods throughout the perinatal period. From these saliva samples, we calculated 3 cortisol indices. The cortisol awakening response, which is the jump in cortisol you have right when you wake up, the diurnal slope, which is the natural rise and fall of cortisol levels throughout the day, and the area under the curve, which reflects your total cortisol output throughout the day. Standard statistical approaches were used to calculate each of the 3 indices, and then multi-level modeling was used to determine if there were any within-person changes in each of the indices. We listed controlled for several covariates that are listed on the poster. And so what our results showed was there were no significant within-person changes for the diurnal slope and the area under the curve. However, there were significant within-person changes for the cortisol awakening response, showing that it increased from mid-pregnancy to 1 and 6 months postpartum, and then decreased thereafter to a year. So in conclusion, only the CAR showed systematic within-person changes throughout the perinatal period. However, I would like to add that our research is still ongoing, and we have further data analysis planned that will look at the time period of pregnancy and postpartum separately. Thank you for your time and attention.